Good afternoon. This is the constitutional advocate Hurray's King. Today is the 21st of the Jan 2025, and I would be addressing again a lot of the fresh issues of the Pakistan, India, and the subcontinental divisions of the globe in connection with the affairs of the human beings. That what are the elements leading the human beings into the challenges? So this is a modern age of the society. Today I would describe the education issues, the multitask negated transitional areas, as well as the neglected Children Act. There is a law statute which describes the regulatory authorities, administrative areas of the individuals that due to the neglection, if a child is a de facto child and a children is ad litem one and he is neglected by the civil society or by the Muslim society, then who shall take care of such children? This is a question of law. So there is a legal book, law statute which deals with such regulatory administrative authority, Neglected Children Act, which describes the all issues of the resolutions of the such individuals. So we have to develop and understand such challenges. So after the election, a lot of the individuals, they become approved crime of vagabond, Feriwala type of individuals. They are produced out of the neglection, and this is not the brutal way of thinking regarding their criminology. They are criminals, habitual offenders from the ancient times, the felonies, committing offences. They commit rape with the females. When it comes to provide the shelter of the economy to their children, they become the criminal, habitual criminal to the said individual in the said society. So today the province Punjab, when I just studied the whole of the residents of the province Punjab, I was surprised. After observing the issues of the Neglected Children Act, in the province Punjab, the Neglected Children Act applies wholly and globally under the reformative services, because the 90 to 80% of the children of the Punjab, they are neglected. Yes. After my reformative starts of the judicial observation of today, I'm totally observing such fluctuations of the ill-mannered, brutal area of the humans, existence of the non-occupying of the restitution of the proper executions to the point of the inclined areas of the working. So they target their females. They totally ill-gotten wills they have from their inheritance. This is called the offense of brutalized or inherited areas of thinking. Yes. They have produced such illegitimate children out of the love of area. Their love is bogus. When I just apply the mind of the general area of proper execution of my thoughts, they have produced such pathetic children that no one can even understand such destination of the pathetic and stupid children they have produced. By inheritance, their children are stupid. They don't produce intelligent children. Yes, even you can provide them education or you can provide them anything, they will still produce illegitimate children, because they have ill-gotten wills from inheritance, and there is no cure to that problem in the Pakistan, India. So when they are proving cost negated means no beneficiary point, and they don't have the beneficial point. The beggars are outside there, the criminals are outside there, and a lot of the criminal activities they are doing. They have produced criminal society in the whole of the Punjab. The Punjabians, 95% of their inheritance are criminal as per my judicial observation of today. So I'm not taking any shelter of aggression here. This is not my aggression. Why should I be aggressive? There is no point for being aggressive of mine in the evaluation of the characteristic and negated individuals of the stupid society which they have by their inherited declined area. So I'm not raising any allegation. No, this is a factual existence of the brutal area of existential area of thinking, and they don't even think regarding their own rights. They don't even consider to work. They don't consider to even have a time pattern. In Punjabis, 95% of the Punjabi province, they don't have time evaluation as to working. If you are working, then there is no one working. This is also a law in Punjab. So if you work in Punjab, it means you are destroying your body. You are working to have nothing. Because I have 10 years of public exposure, that's why I'm raising such questions. So if the individuals, they don't have the accurate working positions thereby, so basically they don't consider their own thoughts, and that is the sole ground. They just consider the issues to be resolved. They just consider the interest to be resolved. They just consider the capital to be to resolved, but they don't have the accurate length of wisdom, because they are cursed with such mobilization of the illegitimacy by inheritance. It comes from blood cells inheritance. You cannot develop accurate someone's blood cells. And they are also charged with the offense of sexual transmissions in Pakistan. 95% of the Punjabians are habitually transitional area of brutalizations of the sexual or inorganic ways of exploitations to their females and males as well in the province Punjab, after my observations. That's why I don't like Punjabi females by their blood cells. I don't like them because they are pathetic. No one can even understand their issues. They are suffering from issues, but they don't want to resolve such issues. So that is the way I just discriminate them. So they lie constructively by inheritance. Their breed is negated and their parents are neglected. So their children are neglected. So they don't have the proper way of execution of a life. And they are not even cleanized working area. They are very pathetic after taking care of their own selves. So when it comes to have the love channel, then I have a huge standard. I don't love to the Punjabi females, Balochi females, Sindhi females. This is not over the level of my foot. This is my consideration. So if anyone is considered that I'm a poor person, then he is or she is a fool. And if someone is considering that I will take their females in return of cash, he is also a fool. I'm not willing to have the Punjabi, any Pakistani Indian female. Yes, because after observing their fractured area of thoughts, this is a new top point, fractured area of thoughts. So they are neglected and they have fractured areas of thoughts, and they consider that the other person is a ill-gotten one. It's not like that. So it is, I see when their females are being destructed by the ill-mannered class of the such society, I don't enjoy such moments. I feel embarrassed as well, but it is a natural law of justice. When you just deal with the females out of the economical resolutions, thereafter you have to face the music of the ill-gotten, ill-mannered or vagabond approved criminals of the said society, and you are even... And the Punjabis are also charged with the offense that they take care of their brother-in-law, their sister-in-law, because they consider they will prove cost-effective to them. That is a white lie. They are just misleading, misusing. So I don't consider anyone to anything in the said depictions of the facts. They consider that they will provide them shelter of convenience in the failures, abstract line to the economy, and they are doing the sexual transmissions with their own choice of area of performing of the marital resolutions. So when you don't construe the respect and dignity from the elders, thereafter you don't have the right to go for the economy resolution towards your elder in your failures. Yes, this is a question of modesty, decency. But the modern scientific resolution, legal channels, we are observing such challenges. So after observing such brutalizations of the females and the males and the areas of declines, the declinations of the failures of the destitution means avarat, matlab neglected. So I observed the issues of the whole of the Punjab, and after observing the Punjabians' derogatory remarks about their caste and creed, they can only bark. Yes, they are cursed with the barking. Yes, the 95% of the Punjabis, they are actually cursed with the barking. They can bark, they cannot bite, because they are not brave. They are inheritedly poor from the performance of activity which needs the spur of the moment. And so applies to the females of the Punjab, the males of the Punjab. They are very brave. Now, criminally they are brave, but economically they are not brave. The Punjabis, the 95% Punjabis are pathetic fool, criminals. They are brave in criminal activities, not in economical activities. They are poor in economical activities, and expectations levels are very high. So I am surprised after observing such things. So if anyone is expecting out of someone, it means he or she invest anything. And if someone is not investing anything on anyone, then he cannot have the right to expect anything. Yes, you have to understand this question of modesty and legality. So if no one is investing on you, and no one is try, and they are just forecasting the tails in front of you in order to just incriminate the sexual forces of time passers by, thereafter we are not fooled. So I observed that they just mobilize the sexual transmissions in order to drive their females, in order to negate the rights of such females. And such females are pathetic. Such females are also sexually driven highly, and the Pakistani females, the 90 and 80% of the Punjabi females are sexual addicts. This is my new observation. So when the Pakistani Punjabi females are sexual addict 90%, thereafter the 90% males, they are also sexually addict. And in order to comply the sexual addiction from the both sides, from the male point of angle to the female side vertically, it applies a natural law that the males become habitual abusers of the narcotics drugs under the Narcotics Drugs Act 1997, and they produce illegitimate children in the aftermath of such sexual intercourses. Yes, and they consider that the surrounding is full. 90 to 95% of the provincial autonomies of the Punjabi, they consider others to be full, but I always said it's not like that. They don't even value the life of their own self. Then how can they value the other's one life? Because they are busy as to sexually exploitations of their own nerves. They don't know what is the purpose of the sexual drives in order to have the children. This is the very purpose as to produce the legitimate children. That's why their children are faces and their bodies are out of order, because they have no proper channels of incremental forces in drives inside their bodies. Yes, after my exposures into the public departments, functionaries, I was bound lawfully as to observe that if they are not capable of producing the legitimate children, thereafter which elements were destructed by them in the time of the adversity, because they were not safeguarding their cells inside their bodies. You have to safeguard your white cells in order to produce legitimate children for your upcoming years. That's the way you produce male babies or female babies. But the presidents and the immigrants of the Punjab, provincial of the Pakistan, 90% they are habitual abusers of the females' rights in order to dictate the dictum of the sexual drives, and such sexual drives make such males into the narcotics abuses, into multiple pills or into multiple drugs taking, and thereafter such males even could not prove cost effective in the time of the economical adversity, and thereby we are observing such fluctuation disorders of the whole of the provincial autonomies of the Punjab. And the whole of the administrative organs, they are not in a position as to provide the reliable, resourceful economical package to the youth at fiscal default, who is being distracted into the multi-cost negated economical destructions. So it is the duty of the administrative organ of the said society that they have to provide the rights of the economical resolutions to the youth at fiscal default. So I heard that the government is going to provide a lot of the challenges, a lot of the resolutions to the youth. But in share value of karza, there is no point to provide the karza to a person who is already trying to have the bread and butter. This is my challengeable question of the thought of today. So if the youth is being distracted under the mobilizations of the sex drives into the manipulative modes of the assessment to the economical resolutions thereafter, we as a Pakistani provincial autonomies of the Punjab shall have to understand that they don't consider the humanity at the first instance. The 99% of the Pakistani individuals are not willing to understand the humanity, and they are just mobilizing and utilizing the negative words, phraseologies for their beneficial points. Stay blessed.